Hey guys, Crew Blindwave here. I'm Shane.
I'm Aaron.
And today we're watching the second trailer for Rebels Season 4. Great show.
Yes.
Great sequel series to one of my favorite Star Wars shows ever. Slash movies, slash games, slash books. Star Wars Clone Wars.
There's a lot of slashes.
It is. You know who's a lot of slashes? Slash from Ninja Turtles.
Let's watch the trailer.
Okay.
Ezra! What happened?
Is it gonna pan? Oh, I thought it was gonna pan like in the Force Awakens when
Oh yeah.
John Boyega gets up in the desert.
Wolf, run. Pick a path, and all is done.
Wolves.
Dave Filoni loves wolves.
And that fucking what do they call it? The whatever cat.
What's
Lost
the
cat?
status
Yeah.
of the Imperial occupation?
Mandalore's under complete lockdown.
Oh no.
War's raging.
Jeez, that was
It's
that.
time for you to prove your loyalty, not just to your family, but to all of Mandalore.
If you continue to allow this war to be fought on the Empire's terms, you are going to lose.
Hey, Saw Gerrera.
We are not
I thought it was his
ready
voice.
for open war.
What about Lothal? We promised my people support.
You can run Mon Mothma's errands, or do something that might actually matter.
It looks like a lot more Saw in this season.
That's
Your
like
tide
one
defender
of his guys from Rogue One.
Krennic has been quite persuasive about his own project,
Krennic.
Stardust.
Stardust.
the blockade?
Hey,
it's
it's
a code name.
Yeah.
Are you confident your ship can get in and out undetected?
We don't call it the Ghost for nothing.
Oh yeah.
Got him!
Capture Captain Singular.
It will be done.
Oh, body slam. Wolves.
Ezra, it's not whether or not we fight.
It's how we choose to fight that matters.
Huh.
I know, Kanan. Maybe we're choosing the wrong way.
Ooh, I like that. Let all the X-wings.
When are you going to feel you've done enough for this rebellion?
Guess I never really thought about it.
So I guess you really never thought about us.
Ugh.
That's clown.
Oh, hear that?
Don't move! Oh, I'm moving.
We will not stand down. We will not be broken by fear. We
Oh,
are strong, united by our courage. Now
Oh, Chopper.
is our time.
I wish I could see you.
You could always see me.
All the paths are coming together, right?
I'm just not sure if we're going to like where they lead.
Dude, I don't know what the whole thing with the wolves is.
Dave Filoni likes wolves.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we did see a wolf in the first trailer, and people were saying, "Is Ahsoka reincarnated?"
Like he was.
Like
they
it-
were riding a wolf for a second, weren't they, in the first trailer?
Mm-hmm. But I think Dave Filoni shut that down because he didn't want like dumb speculation, or maybe he's lying. Hopefully, I want Ahsoka back in some way.
Yeah, we
Dave
don't-
Filoni has said that she's alive, basically.
He,
No, we're not-
he didn't say it, did he? All he did was the whole shirt thing, right?
He also said her story's not over. It just might not continue.
In Rebels.
That's what he said. Yeah. We'll see. What I think is really cool is when he was like, "Have you he asked Sandala like, have you ever thought that you've given
Enough to the rebellion.
Yeah, and she's like, no, I haven't thought about it. He's like, well, I guess you haven't thought of us. So they're pumping up the romance between them, which I like.
Yeah.
I love Kanan. He's cool as hell.
Dude, Kanan's
Freddie Prinze Jr. is a man.
He's been a good, like, I've loved him as like a Jedi in this, like as a mentor for Ezra. Because originally, like Ezra, I was like, I wasn't too sure how I felt about him. But like him as a character with Kanan, like as his mentor, I felt like it's grown. And
yeah, he's all right. Ezra's cool. He's all right. I really like Kanan. I mean, just the fact that he was he reminds me a little bit of Cade Skywalker, I guess, except no, he's not on drugs or spice or whatever it's called in Star Wars. He was a Padawan who didn't complete his training, and then of course all the Jedi were wiped out. So he went off and did his own thing. He became a smuggler.
So he reminds me of Coda.
Coda?
Yeah, from
Coda
from
Force
Unleashed.
Yeah,
especially with being blind too. Like he was like a Jedi that was left, and I think he survived because he didn't have the troopers. He had his own army.
Yep, because he didn't trust clones.
Yeah, but
I hope I hope the storytellers, if the story goes in the direction where like, all right, well, this is going to be a tragic ending for these guys, they don't avoid it because it's a kid's show.
Yeah,
I don't want them to go there just for thrills. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's my favorite part about Rebels so far is that it's a new team that we've never seen. So it's not like if it was Han Solo was on this team, you would never really feel a threat towards Han because you would know he's got to be in A New Hope. Mm-hmm. Same thing with like Rogue One. That whole group that you had, you didn't know what was going to happen necessarily with all of them because it wasn't like, oh well, Princess Leia's in this group, so she's going to have to live and walk away. But like everyone else is at stake. Everyone has a stake in it. Everyone could die or live or whatever, because we don't see them in any other iteration. Except we do see the ghost in Rogue One, and we did have them mention Kenrick. Right? Kenrick. Krennic.
Yeah.
We had to mention him. Right?
Stardust.
And Stardust. So Krennic and Stardust being mentioned in this, and Saw was in it a lot.
Yeah, he was.
Like he was in 2 episodes, right? Like wasn't there like a 2-parter he was in last season?
And he's starting to look a little more like he did. And apparently he gets some grievous injuries. I'm sure we'll see those injuries in this season. I'm hoping.
Yeah. There's also a shot that I thought for a second, I'm like, wait a minute. It was when they were doing space combat stuff. I thought I saw the Falcon.
It took a while for this show to become real good to me. I liked it because of Star Wars. It was cool, and I liked to know about more about the universe. I mean, I'll read like a kid's book if it'll tell me something new about it.
Yeah.
But like it just got a lot better with season 2, especially that season 2 finale, and it stayed pretty good.
Nope. And
I'm really looking forward to the fact that they have an ending that they're going to tell for these characters, and that makes me pretty curious. And like you said, Clone Wars I love it, but you don't fear for some of the main characters because you see them again.
Yeah, exactly.
What I like about Clone Wars though, and I'm quote unquote saying what we're hearing, why Clone Wars is so good, it's because it's created and the stories are told by a guy. Every single story came from George. Some people think came from Dave Filoni. Pretty much everyone came directly from George, or he signed off and had his hand in a minor
involved in it.
Yeah. It's told. The stories are told by someone who's tired of Star Wars. He tells all these funky, crazy stories. Most people, when they do Star Wars, and like Knights of the Old Republic did it, and this did it too at the beginning, is they had to have a ship, they had to have a motley crew, they had to have like a droid, they had to have like a big guy like Chewie. They had, what I mean?
Well, the fun thing with Clone Wars is that they had episodes that was basically, well, here's the Star Wars universe version of like this story. Mm-hmm. What's the samurai one, right? Whenever they had like the
7 samurai.
Yeah, when they're guarding that whole thing.
Yeah,
like here's like the twist.
And they had zombies and they had Godzilla.
Yeah.
It was George just saying, all right, we're going to let loose. We're going to tell all the stories they want to tell. We're going to show all these different characters, like the clone troopers, everything.
Yeah, and you got a humanity on the clone troopers more so than I think you did like in any of the movies.
Oh, for sure we did, and we got to see just Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship, Anakin and Padme's relationship, when Darth Maul come back in a meaningful way. That's why when this show came out, I was like, well, it looks like it's just going to... George is not really involved, so it's just going to go back to like, oh, well, this is the Star Wars-y type feel, the Episode 4 type feel. And I was like, all right, whatever. It's cool. It's Star Wars. And then, I started falling in love with these characters. They started bringing back characters from the Clone Wars, so it's more like a sequel show.
Yeah.
And it's such a good show. I highly recommend it. If anyone's watching this reaction, go back and watch our other ones. Watch the show, and then watch our reactions.
Yes.
It's a great show. It deserves to be watched. Good writing.
Good characters, good character development.
Yes.
Some good villains, too. And I like that they weren't just like, well, let's just use Vader a whole bunch. They're like... And then it dumbs down Vader. They've created some really good villains.
When Vader's used, he's used in my opinion, some of the most meaningful ways in every Star Wars movie I've ever watched.
Yeah. I'm interested in what that weird crawly guy is. Like, we saw him, like, he's apparently like a bounty hunter after Hera. And, like, it looked like in one shot, like, he was like, crawling on the wall.
You remind me of Toad from X-Men.
Yeah,
or
kinda.
Spider-Man, I guess.
Yeah. But
that was freaky.
There's the one shot, I think that's him there, and it looks like he's using, like, a light whip.
Yep, and there's people behind him. I don't know, but he obviously wraps up Kanan.
So that'd be. I don't know. I'm interested to see what he's gonna be. Like, I don't know if he's just a bounty hunter, if there's more to him. I don't know if are we still gonna have Thrawn as like the main villain.
We'll see him. I mean,
is it gonna be?
That was the one thing I wasn't looking for. Until I started hearing more about this series and I seen this trailer, I was like, well, what the fuck am I looking forward to? They're just gonna get to episode 4. And then, like, fucking the Vader and Ahsoka stuff isn't going to be there. The Maul stuff isn't going to be there. What the fuck am I watching? Mm-hmm. But, like, I realized, again, watching this trailer, how much, I really love these characters. Like, I love Kanan, Syndulla. I want to see their relationship. I want to see what happens to Ezra. These people, from as far as we know, they're not in 4, 5, and 6. They haven't been written there yet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a chance that none of these characters could last.
It's very possible that there's something. I mean, we had in Rogue One little Easter eggs of the Ghost.
Oh, yeah, fuck
and
yeah.
And Syndulla mentioned and whatnot, Captain Syndulla.
So we know she's at least in Rogue One.
There's got to be something there with Rogue One, and we'd never, I mean, they could have been destroyed in that battle. They might
I guess
have.
this could technically continue after Rogue One, like this series. I know this is the last season, but the season could go into Rogue One and after.
This also could just lead all the way to when it's like, they're calling for her in Rogue One, and it could end in there or something too, or it could go after Rogue One. Yeah, it could do any of that stuff.
Yeah,
it's hard to tell. I mean, if they decided they want to do another animation series taking place later on, we could hear or see more about these characters later on.
I want to call right now that Kanan gives his life for someone, the Rebellion, or for Hera, or for Ezra, or for both.
I don't know. With his conversation about have you given it enough to the Rebellion, I almost feel like he wouldn't give it for the Rebellion, but he would give it for a friend.
Maybe, because he's always kind of reluctant to contribute to the Rebellion. Until last season, he kind of started helping more.
Mm-hmm. I could see him doing it maybe for Ezra. Ezra's had that kind of balance of like, is he going to the dark side? Is he not going to the dark side? Like, where's he at on the spectrum of dark and light?
One thing that I'm wondering is, I guess, I mean, it would be cool and be dark if Ezra, I guess, died or if he turned. I mean, but like, he's a kid, and his story still feels like it's in the middle of being developed. So it's weird that it's the last season.
Yeah.
Unless they continue in some other way.
I don't know. I'm worried that if they do something with Kanan where he dies in it, with having Hera, like with that conversation there, I almost feel like her character may pull away from the Rebellion if Kanan died because of something to do with the Rebellion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could see that happening. I don't know. But I don't know. I really don't know where they're going to go with it, where it's going to end. But I'm excited to see what they do with it. And if maybe Ezra will use more of his... he had that animal manipulation thing he had, right?
Oh, yeah. One thing that's cool also, and same way we mentioned this, they were thinking of ways to bring the Secret Apprentice into this. Like his Secret Apprentice.
The Star Killer?
Yeah, Star Killer. They were trying to think of ways to do it, but they couldn't really find a way to do it because of how powerful he was. They had to change a lot of fundamental things about him.
I mean, he's not canon anymore. They could have still had him in there without him being as powerful.
Yeah, they could. And I would have enjoyed that. I think it's a Force Unleashed is some of the best stories also in Star Wars. Hayden Blackman,
I mean,
that
could be a good villain for like this season.
Yeah, well, I mean, because my thing is like, I don't know, like what other captain? Because Thrawn's cool as hell, and the books are great. But like, I feel like in the previous season, it was more like he's letting him get away, and you see like, well, he's planning something. He's letting him get away. He's planning something, and it didn't like that final episode didn't deliver a huge punch to me personally.
I mean, he would have had him if it wasn't for the Bendu.
Yeah, the Bendu just caused a lightning storm.
Yeah,
right.
It was something he didn't expect to happen, something that he wasn't anticipating. But he would have had the rebellion trapped if it wasn't for that Bendu, I think.
Yeah.
So I think all of his like waiting and watching and planning and scheming would have worked if he'd have known the Bendu was there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just like, I guess I want to see the next level of him or a next level of villain because I just see him again and I'm like, oh, all right, you know what I mean?
I mean, with having all these other,
I want to explore the idea more. Should I get to my daughter soon? But I want to explore the idea of. I want to find out more about. Who the villains in the first one? The apprentices who were cutting down the Jedi.
Oh, like the sister and the brother?
Yeah.
The shit. What they call him? They called him.
Look it up if I can't remember. Jason Isaacs. He played the.
He played the first one, right, with the spinny blade shit.
Yeah.
What do you call that guy?
The Inquisitors.
Inquisitor.
Yeah.
I'm like in. I don't know, something with a. Yeah, the Inquisitors.
Like the Inquisitors and the number system attached behind the brother and the sister.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know more about the Inquisitors. I would love to see Palpatine. Those are some of my hopes, and I don't think we're going to get any of those. But I would love to see those fleshed out.
Yeah, there's lots of good things that we could see. What will they put in? What won't they? I don't know. And then what of this will tie in with movies and stuff they're already doing too? Because we'd never heard of Krennic until Rogue One, right? That's the first time he was ever mentioned, right?
I think he's mentioned the prequel book, but yeah.
Yeah, but that was all because of Rogue One. So they're using this season and tying it in there. So what else? Stardust they brought from that too, right? So there's lots of things they're bringing in. What else could we see? Could we see maybe Inquisitor stuff in a movie? Or Admiral Thrawn, could he be in like a Han Solo spinoff?
I love seeing the universe being tied together, so
lots of things to look forward to. We'll have to just wait and see. If you guys are going to be watching this, make sure you guys watch along with us because we'll be doing this week to week as it's released through Disney. So
yeah, real excited.
Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, follow the channel, and if you haven't yet, go watch this season, this past season, the season before, whatever you haven't seen. And then we also have all our stuff on this channel as well where you can see all of our thoughts through watching Rebels. Very good stuff.
Hell yeah.
And if you guys are looking forward to all of our full-length stuff, all of our superhero stuff, everything, you can see everything on patreon.com, and subscribe button is right over there for subscribing for all
and
the
check
videos
out our
we
Discord
are.
and talk to those awesome people. If you want to talk Star Wars or whatever else, there's a lot of cool fans on there, so hook up with them.
Yes.